Of Riverfront Broadcasting. Time for Post-8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post-8 Baseball is brought to you by Evermore Boutique, Wagner Auto, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Surface Master, and Rising Hope Counseling.
We'll take off for a second. Dean, outdoors right field. That one is going to get out for Bennett Dean. 5 runs driven in.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Todd's Electric, Pierre Sports Center, Air Tech, Gales Gas, Avera, Bank West, and B&B Equipment.
Zabel on the 3-0, outdoor center field. That's far, that's gone. A 3-run homer for Grace Zabel. And it's a 3-1 lead.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Overhead Door Company, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Birding Electric, Olson Plumbing, and Agtegra.
There's a fly ball out to left field. Going back on it deep is Rue. He's going to turn and watch it sail over for a home run. And Andy Gordon, his first home run of the season, first home run of his career.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by All Around Graphics, First Dakota National Bank, Comtech, Shane's Pharmacy, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Midwest Cooperative, South Dakota Weed and Pest, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler, and Lamb Motor.
The 2-1 pitch. Stout out towards right field. Did he get enough of it? Is it going to go? And walk off. Grand slam for Garrett Stout.
Post-8 Baseball is also brought to you by Kathy Sunshine Properties, Sioux Nation, Kruger Contracting, Home Care Services, and Fisher Rounds. And now, with the call of today's action, KCCR award-winning sports director, John Winkler.
And from Corbett Field in Minot, North Dakota, we welcome you to the Minot Tournament as Post-8 will take on 3 different teams, 3 out of South Dakota teams, as they will take on Watertown, Minnesota here in game number 1, be followed by Minot tonight and then Mandan tomorrow afternoon in the round robin before playing in the semifinals and potentially championship Saturday night and into Sunday afternoon. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. Greg, as we come in here to Minot, always a great place to play. Love coming up here into Minot and playing here at the all-turf Corbett Field. The chance to play some good competition here this weekend. Watertown already won their first game. Minot is always a strong team. Mandan's 0-2 right now, but they're always a strong opponent as well and always give Post-8 a really good game. So this is a chance to play some, again, non-South Dakota teams, maybe tinker with a little bit of things, but as we get farther and farther in the season, we're almost to the month of July, which is the last part of the season. You want to be playing your best baseball, and here's an opportunity to do this here this weekend.
And I think what we're looking at this weekend is an opportunity for the eights to go out and I don't want to call it experiment, but just go out and like you said, maybe tweak a few things, maybe plug a couple kids into some different slots on the field, just to kind of see. This team's got a lot of depth. It's got a lot of versatility. They got a lot of arms, and I think not only will we see virtually everybody on the roster play. They brought 13 guys up here this weekend, so I suspect all 13 will play a number of innings. But I think also the coaching staff is keeping in mind the fact that they've got a really big doubleheader coming on Tuesday against Brandon Valley, and that's going to be a doubleheader that will count towards the South Dakota seed point standings right now, at least through yesterday. Pierre sitting in 4th out of 17 teams. Brandon Valley sitting in 2nd, but they already have the automatic entry into the state tournament. So 2 versus 4 on Tuesday. Have to keep that in mind. But before we get to Tuesday, got 3 good teams ahead of us, and so this will be a fun weekend up here in probably one of the nicest parks that Post-8 gets to play in throughout every summer.
Yeah, as Post-8 will be taking on Watertown, Minnesota first. They had a walk-off win against Mandan in the first game of the tournament, 7-6. So they are coming in at 1-0. And, of course, all 4 teams will make the semifinals. So even if you go 0-3, you still get a chance to win the championship, come back and win the last 2 games. You can finish under 500 and win the championship of this tournament. But a good start will lead to a good weekend for Post State, and they're looking to do that against this Watertown team here this evening. We will get started. First pitch will be just a little bit after 5 o'clock, somewhere around maybe around 5:10 for first pitch. So we will step aside for 3 minutes, come back with more of the pregame show. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
As we welcome you back here to Corbett Field here in Minot, as Post State taking their infield before their first game, as they will be allowed infield before the first game of each day, and then we'll be playing baseball rather quickly in the second game between Pierre and Minot. But here in game number 1, it is Pierre taking on this Watertown, Minnesota team who was coming in the weekend at 10-10. They're right at 500, but now moved a game over 500 with a walk-off win over Mandan in game 1 of this tournament, as both Watertown and Minot, who Post State will see today, both won their first game. They're both going to be coming in 1-0 against this Post State team. Post State came up here last year and they won the first couple of games, ended up not making the championship. And that was the only championship was the only game that was played in the on Sunday, just like it is this year. But historically, Post State has come up here and played fairly well against these North Dakota, Minnesota, and years prior to 2020 and now 2021 against the Canadian teams that have been here. You hope that trend continues here, especially as we get late in the season. Like I said before before the first break, is you want to be playing your best baseball at the end of the summer, and that is quickly coming upon us. And this is one of those tournaments that you it doesn't matter for the seed points, but you want to be playing well because it can lead to some big wins down the stretch.
And you don't want to let your guard down. I mean, you don't want to take games off. You don't want to take innings off. You don't want to take pitches off. And so for Post State, they've been playing good baseball. They've been doing what they have needed to do. The pitching staff has really stepped up, especially in the last 3 weeks. This team's won 13 of their last 17 games. They're doing all the little things right. They struggled a little bit out of the chute coming out of the high school season, but since that Watertown doubleheader and the start by Isaac Pollock in the second game of that doubleheader, this team has really stepped it up, and we'll get to see Isaac Pollock again here in this first game today.
Yeah, as Pollock has thrown really well the last couple outings, had a complete game shutout that he threw 76 pitches in that complete game shutout, which allowed him to come and pitch on Saturday against Sioux Falls West, which Post State got another shutout win, and thanks for Isaac Pollock to going 6 2/3 of shutout baseball. So he has thrown really well in the last several games that he has been. Actually, I shouldn't even say several games. He's thrown well every single time he's been on the mound. He's just even been more exceptional in the last couple of games on the mound for Post State. And you hope that trend continues for Isaac Pollock. And he's such a He doesn't get too high or get too low, which makes him such a good pitcher because and granted he hasn't had a whole lot of things go against him the last couple of times, but he doesn't get too excited after a big play. He keeps settling in, throwing strikes, and that's what Post State needs to do throughout the season. Rest of this season is throw strikes, pitchers throw strikes, and things will take care of themselves because Post State does have some good pitching staff if they're throwing strikes.
Yeah, and I think over his last 3 starts, 19 2/3 innings, has only given up 1 unearned run in those 3 starts. So he has thrown well. I think he's just one of those kids that when he takes the mound, I think the Eights just come at it with a little different air of confidence because they know that Isaac Pollock is going to be right around the strike zone. He's going to work fast. He's going to throw strikes. And so I think the Eights just walk out in the field with a little different air of confidence behind him when Pollock's on the mound.
Post State and Watertown come up here in just a little bit. They had to flip for home and away. Pierre is going to be the road team, so they will be coming to bat first. Watertown at home, so Pierre will be on the road, on the road. They'll be the road team for both games. I believe Minot will be home for all their games as they should be, as their home field. So Post State will be on the road, be coming to the bat first against this Watertown, Minnesota team, trying to get on the board first. As we'll have starting lineups, we'll have first pitch upcoming. Back in 3 minutes, you're listening to Post State baseball here on a KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscape backyard. I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
The Association of South Dakota County Weed and Pest Boards reminds all landowners and managers to look for and control noxious weeds this spring and summer. The receding water levels have provided new areas for noxious weeds to establish. Infestations that are found and treated early reduce the cost of control. For help identifying and controlling noxious weeds, call your county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture. Remember, good neighbors control noxious weeds.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
As we welcome you back here to Corbett Field as we are getting set for first pitch, we'll go through the starting lineups. First for Post State, who will be the visitors on the scoreboard. It will be Elliott Life leading things off. He's playing center field, followed by Jane Wiebe, the second baseman. McGuire Askew batting third, playing right field. Andy Gordon sitting cleanup, playing third base. Kate Hinkle, the catcher, will bat fifth. Bennett Dean, the first baseman, batting sixth. Spencer Lettler will bat seventh, play left field. It will be Gary Nedved, the DH, batting eighth, and Matthew Hansen will round out the order as he is the shortstop for Post State. Isaac Pollock is on the mound for the Eights here in this ball game. For the Watertown team, Kale Wabi, the center fielder, lead things off. Jackson Meyer, the catcher, will bat second. Albert Rundle, the shortstop, will bat third. Logan Bullock, the pitcher, will be in the cleanup spot. Elliot Mace, the third baseman, batting fifth. Anson Doles, the right fielder, batting fifth. It is Tyler Thurston, the first baseman, batting sixth. Connor Donovan, the left fielder, batting eighth. And Luke Mace, the second baseman, will bat ninth for Watertown as, again, Logan Bullock is on the mound for this Watertown, Minnesota team. Did I?
No, I'm just trying to do the mental math to try to figure out how many pitches that Pollock could throw to be available on Tuesday. If that's indeed part of the coaching decision, he's got to be under 80, correct?
80. So he's done it before in a complete game shutout. He's done it before, so not saying that is going to be the case here today, or that's what they're kind of shooting for, and they may not keep him under 80. They might say we're going to have you throw against Mitchell next Friday, so we're going to use you for all 105 or however it might go. But for Pollock to be available against Brandon Valley, he would have to stay under the 80 pitch count. But everybody is available coming into this tournament. Jack Van Camp, Lincoln Keenholz, they threw complete games on Wednesday. Both of them had a one-hit complete game. Lincoln Keenholz had a 2-0 win. Van Camp had a 13-0 5-inning win, but both allowed just one hit, and which helps out for Post State because both these guys, well, one, they're not here, but you use those two guys, you don't have to worry about everybody's available now. Tuesday, you kept everybody under a pitch count so they could be available even on Wednesday even, and then everybody's good to go for this weekend. So that's a big thing for this for Post State, is being able to have everybody that's on the roster can go out and pitch a little bit here for this weekend.
And and like you said, that was a big time plus for the Eights on Wednesday to get those complete games. And again, use up all 105 pitches, get through 7 complete innings because Coach Brian White knew that neither Lincoln Keenholz nor Jack Van Camp were going to be here this weekend. And so of the 13 people that are here in the dugout today, all 13 are available to pitch, and all 13 are available to go as long as they need them. It just kind of depends upon how Coach White and Coach Nas want to set up the pitching rotation, not only for Tuesday, but then again for that second doubleheader of next week, the Friday night doubleheader down in Mitchell, which is also a big doubleheader for the Eights. That's a doubleheader that they need to go out and win both games. So not only are you paying attention to what's going on right in front of you with the game and games today, but you're also thinking ahead about Tuesday and Friday.
And that's the big thing, too, is there's a lot of teams last weekend at the Dakota Classic that were coming in and specifically, it ended up being 2 South Dakota teams in the championship, and Renner and Sioux Falls East, but there's a lot of teams that came into last weekend saying we want to go and win the tournament. And not that Post State didn't want to win the tournament, but they were also looking ahead to what they had coming up this week, and they said, well, we can't throw everybody. We need to save some R's. We need to make sure we got guys available for the game on Wednesday against Huron, because every South Dakota game is an important one, not just a couple years ago. It was who was in your region. That's all that was important. Everything else kind of, yeah, you wanted to win, but it didn't really have to win. Now you feel like you have to win all those South Dakota games. So you went in the tournament saying, okay, if we run out of pitching because we're saving guys for Wednesday, that's all that matters. We don't care if we run out of pitching earlier than other teams, because we're ready. We're looking ahead to Wednesday right now. We're not really too concerned with saying we want to come here and play till Monday and play in the championship day.
And that was a heavy schedule down at the Dakota Classic. Both Renner and Sioux Falls East ended up having to play 7 games in 4 days. I mean, that really taxes your pitching staff, and even irregardless of whatever games those 2 teams might have had going on this week. And so Post State, knowing they had a single game on Tuesday against Excelsior, Minnesota, and then a doubleheader that did count for seed points on Wednesday against Huron, I think Post State played as well as they could have last weekend. Went 3-2, won their pool, and then set themselves up for that Tuesday game and then the Wednesday doubleheader, and now I think they're set up really well for this weekend tournament up here up at Minot, North Dakota, here at Corbett Field. Beautiful Corbett Field. If you're watching on YouTube, we talked about it a little bit in the open. Just the fact that this is probably one of the nicest facilities that Post State will play on throughout the season.
Post State and Watertown, Minnesota coming up here next. So back in a minute, we will have first pitch for you. You'll be listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at comtechplus.com.
As we welcome you back here at Corbett Field, Watertown, Minnesota, taking the field as you're listening here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Glad you could join us here on this Friday evening. Greg, I know you'll have first pitch temperature coming up here in just a little bit, but it is much, much cooler than what it has been in South Dakota for the last, I don't know, feels like forever, but a much different field temperature here at Corbett Field. Of course, rain came through, so it made it a little bit easier to have a little bit cooler temperatures. Much needed rain throughout North Dakota. We got some rain in South Dakota, hopefully back in Pierre as well, because it's very much needed. But a little bit cooler of a night here in Minot.
Yeah, and certainly different than Wednesday night when it was 104 in Pierre at first pitch. You won't see the level of fatigue or sweat permeating through the jerseys today that maybe what you saw on Wednesday, because that was a tough one. That was a brutal one on Wednesday to play that doubleheader.
And the Eights are wearing their green jerseys, which are the heavier jerseys of all of them. They'll even wear the black ones. They were wearing the black ones on Wednesday because it's a lighter material than the green ones. It's cooler to wear the black jerseys than it is to wear the green jerseys. So because of how cool it is, they decided to wear the heavier jerseys in their green jerseys today. As LA Life will step to the plate, getting word that it's been 79 in Pierre and no rain, unfortunately, in Pierre. But LA Life step to the plates. It is Logan Bullock on the mound for Watertown, Minnesota. We are set for first pitch. The right-hander will work from the windup. They'll deliver the first pitch, and it's taken for strike one as we are underway here at 5:14 this evening from Corbett Field. Beautiful Corbett Field.
65 degrees at first pitch here at Corbett Field. Wind out of the north at 3 miles an hour. The eights, like John said, wearing the green tops with the black lettering on the front, black numbers outlined in white on the back, and white pants with the green and black caps today.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Life. That's high and outside, and the count is now 2-1 here to the center fielder.
For Watertown, Minnesota, if you're not familiar with it, just west of the Minneapolis suburbs, wearing black tops, white pants, and then a combination of baseball caps today. The second baseman, shortstop, third baseman, all in red caps with black bills. The pitcher, the first baseman, the left fielder, all in all blue caps, and then the right fielder in a black cap with a red bill. And so haven't seen that before.
And the count is 3-2. It almost looks like an all-star team out there with the same jerseys. Look, I guess maybe it's going to be like the all-star game this year. 3-2 pitch is missed low, and a leadoff walk has been issued to LA Life. And so he is on board to bring up Jaden Wiebe, the second baseman here for Pierre. The all-star jerseys, they made the announcement that they were going to have all wear the same uniform this year, and it became to a lot of disgruntled fans seeing those all-star jerseys. Here's Jaden Wiebe. First pitch to him is on the outside edge, taken for strike one.
We are directly above home plate at the top of the grandstand here at Corbett Field, so we've got a really good view of home plate, and early on you can see that the home plate umpire has kind of a wide strike zone.
The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss by Wiebe, and it's now 0-2.
Not afraid to call that strike on the outside corner, or maybe just even a little bit on to the outside of that.
Wiebe comes in hitting .302 so far on the season. Down 0-2 in the count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Wiebe will line it to center field. Over is the center fielder. Wabi will make the catch. And there's one down here in the top of the first inning, as it will bring up McGuire Rasky. As we go around the horn defensively, Donovan is out in left, Wabi in center, and Dulis in right. Elliott Mace is at third, Rundell at short, Luke Mace at second, Thurston at first, Mayers behind the plate, Bullock on the mound as he'll deal with the second lefty in the batting order already for Post State, and McGuire Rasky. First pitch is upstairs for ball one.
Again, an all-turf field here at Corbett Field in Minot. We have seen more and more fields outfitted with turf infields. The only one in South Dakota right now that's all turf is the newly renovated Fitzgerald Field out in Rapid City. This would be the other all turf field, all turf in the outfield all the way to the warning track.
As the 1-0 pitch is over for a strike, and it's now 1-1 here to Rasky. The runner on first and one down here at the top of the first inning. 1-1 pitch is upstairs and is now 2-1.
The other part that's unique about Corbett Field is that the actual dugouts are actually back underneath the grandstand. The grandstand faces perpendicular to the playing surface, and the dugouts are actually back underneath the grandstand.
Rasky will hit a short floater into right center field. It'll drop in for a base hit. First hit of the ball game now for the Eights, as it's now first and second with one down. Got off the hands and floated into right center field. And it'll bring up Andy Gordon, the third baseman, with a runner in score position. Team leader in runs driven in, 19 so far for Gordon. Chasing down 20 runs driven in, 113 RBIs in total for this team for Post State. Gordon's been responsible for 19 of those RBIs. Here's the first pitch to him. That's missed upstairs for ball one.
So if you can't see the where the players are, where the bench players are on the YouTube broadcast, but they're actually outside the dugouts. There's concrete just outside the dugouts and benches where they're actually outside and on the playing surface. So they're up on the railings outside of the actual dugouts. We'd have to look on the structure to see when this was built, but I would say it's probably built probably back in the 1940s.
1-1 pitch to Gordon. That one will miss low. It is now 2-1.
Just a real old-time feel here at Corbett Field. Kind of, has a lot of character to it.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Andy Gordon. There's a ground ball right side. That's through for a base hit. Rounding third is Elliott Life. He's going to try and score. The throw coming to the plate. He'll take one hop in front of the catcher. Gordon will try and take second. He is going to be thrown out trying to take second base, but he does drive in the run of Elliott Life. Post State will take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first, as there's now 2 down with a runner on third base. Muraski was able to take third. He didn't break stride rounding second to third base, but Cade Hinkle now, the 5th man in the order, will try and drive in that second run.
Yeah, just a ball that Eddie Gordon goes through the right side with, just goes the other way, and the throw from Dulis out in right field comes all the way home, and a nice play by Myers, the catcher, seeing that Gordon trying to take advantage of the throw coming all the way home, strong throw to second base, gets him by a couple of steps.
Hinkle swings and misses the first pitch. Here's the 0-1 pitch upstairs, and it's now 1-1. Cade Hinkle comes in batting .260 here on the season, with 12 runs driven in. Looking for RBI number 13, standing 90 feet away. Ground ball, the right side will be off the second baseman, Luke Mace. The throw to first is in time, and that will retire the side here in the top of the first inning. 1 run scores, 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the first with Watertown, Minnesota coming to the plate. Post State, though, has a 1-0 lead. Back in a minute, you're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post State apparel? All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue, or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop. As we welcome you back here in the bottom of the first inning, as it is a 1-0 lead for Post State, as we go through the batting order for this Watertown, Minnesota team, as it'll be Kale Wabi to lead things off. He's the center fielder. Jackson Meyer, the catcher, batting second. Albert Rundle, the shortstop, will bat third. Logan Bullock, the pitcher, batting fourth. Elliott Mass, the third baseman, batting fifth. Anson Dulis, the right fielder, bat sixth. Tyler Thurston, the first baseman, batting seventh. Connor Donovan, the left fielder, batting eighth. And Luke Mace, the second baseman, will bat ninth. I believe I called the two guys with the same last name, two different last names. So I was probably right with one of them. Hopefully not wrong with both.
Yeah, I would say Moss, but that's just that's my uninformed guess.
Well, we can go with Moss as long as we're on the same page, Greg. We're always on the same page. First pitch is going to be taken for a strike to Kale Wabi, the center fielder.
Was handed a note as we were off air on the break that from one of the other people up here in the press box. Corbett Field was actually started construction in 1935 and finished in 1937, so it's a little older than what we had expected.
It's a beautiful ballpark, though. Really do enjoy being able to be here at Corbett Field once a year. 0-2 pitch, leadoff man. It goes off the handle of Wabi, so he will have to not be able to take his base, and it'll still be 0-2. Pollock will get a break on that one.
Yeah, the pitch that rode into the right-hander, and actually, as he ducked away, the knob of the bat actually stuck out, and that's where the ball actually hit, was on the knob of the bat. So break for the Eights on that one.
Count is 1-2 now to Wabi. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Pollock. He'll fouled out of play on the other side, right side, and we'll do it again here at 1-2.
Wabi comes into the game hitting .333 on the Legion season. Like John said, they are 5-2 on the year. They were 10-10 during the high school season.
1-2 pitch, checks his swing. They're going to ask if he went. He did go around, and he'll be retired for the first strikeout, first out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Isaac Pollock, we talked about he's kind of been the rock of this pitching staff so far. This is his fifth appearance on the year, thrown 25 2/3 innings in those 4 starts. He's 4-0 on the year, 1.36 ERA and a 1.05 whip, 8 walks and 22 strikeouts in the 25 innings for Pollock.
First pitch to Jackson Meyer is taken inside for ball 1. The catcher for this Watertown, Minnesota team, the 1-0 pitch is outside and is now 2-0. This Watertown team, they beat Mandan 7-6 in game 1 of the tournament. Here's the 2-0 pitch. On the outside edge is now 2-1. I think that's going to be the key for Isaac Pollock here and for these pitchers in this ball game, is to try and work the outside corner. The umpire's going to give it to you. You take advantage of it. 2-1 pitch. Fly ball right side. That'll get out of play. And it's now 2-2.
And that's what I think you saw out of Bullock in the first inning. He hit the outside corner multiple times, but then Andy Gordon did a nice piece of hitting, just went the other way, and that's how the Eights got their first run with that RBI single off the bat of Andy Gordon.
2-2 pitch is outside and is now 3-2, trying to paint that outside corner. And it'll be a full count here to Jackson Meyer, the catcher. On deck is Albert Rundle, the shortstop. So it's a round robin for these 4 teams. 3-2 pitch. There's a fly ball to right center field, telling away from LA Life, but he will glide over there and make the catch. Made it look easy. And there's now 2 down as we go around the horn defensively for Post State. Spencer Lettler is out and left. LA Life in center, and McGuire Rasky is in right. Andy Gordon at third base. Matt Hansen at short. Jane Wiebe at second. Bennett Dean at first. Cade Hinkle is catcher, and Isaac Pollock will deliver the first pitch to Rundle, and he'll go up the ladder, and he'll swing and foul it out of play on the left side. Might have had the distance if it would have been fair.
Yeah, he hit that thing a long way, but fortunately for the Eights, it was about 40 feet over the fence into foul territory.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is catching the letters on the outside corner. Is now 0-2. 3:16 down the lines here at Corbett Field. And then juts all the way out to 410 in center. 356 in the right center field gap. That one's popped up as one in the left center field gap. That's on the left side to Matt Hansen. He will make the catch on the edge of the infield. And it'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Isaac Pollock here in the bottom of the first. We head to the top of the second. Post State's has a 1-0 lead over Watertown, Minnesota. Back in a minute, you're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heatolator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heatolator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heatolator Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
As we welcome you back here at Corbett Field, top of the second inning, as Post State and Watertown, Minnesota play is 1-0 lead for the Eights here in Minot, North Dakota. Bennett Dean, Spencer Lettler, Gary Nedved, 6, 7, and 8 to due up to lead off this top of the second for Post State. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean on this beautiful Friday evening, cloudy evening, and as little of rain as we have seen the last couple of months, I will take a cloudy day all week long at this point. Maybe mix in a little rain, and where we're sitting at, we won't get, we have to take a huge wind to get us wet up here where we're sitting at in the press area. But I would, and especially with a turf field, it can take as much rain as possible and still be good. So I'll take a little bit of rain. Obviously, we need in Pierre, probably more so than in Minot, or at least selfishly that we wanted in Pierre more than Minot. The first pitch is taken for a strike to Bennett Dean. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is outside and low, and it's now 1-1.
Logan Bullock, the Watertown pitcher, last threw. His only Legion appearance so far this year was on June 14th. He threw against Lester Prairie, a game he won in a victory for Watertown. They won that game 21-0. Bullock went all five innings, gave up just 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts on the day for Logan Bullock.
Count is 2-1 here to Bennett Dean. Here's the 2-1 pitch upstairs. And it's a good hitter's count now for Dean, 3-1. He's coming in hitting .236 on the season. 11 runs driven in. Got a good hitter's count to get that third hit of the ball game for Post 8. 3-1 pitch, and Dean will sky it out to right field. Still going back to right fielder. It's going to get out for a home run for Bennett Dean to lead off the top of the second. How about that for a good hitter's count? His first home run of the season.
Yeah, just a 3-1 count, sitting on a fastball, and just drove it out to right field, and I think that's something that will probably put a smile on his face. He's been struggling a little bit over the last couple of weeks, and he turns around a fastball and puts the 8s up 2-0 here in the top of the second.
And it does put a smile on his face as he's walking back to the dugout right now, being greeted at home plate by his teammates. As it's Spencer Lettler to lead with nobody out here in the top of the second. Here's the first pitch to Lettler outside for a ball 1. Lettler comes in as he is in .364 so far on the season. 2 runs driven in. He's 4 for 11. Has played in this is just his 7th game so far this season. He was out to a Mexico mission trip as he's missed quite a bit of time with Post 8 this year. As the 1-0 pitch is outside and is now 2-0 here to Lettler, and he'll draw a visit out from the catcher Meyer to talk with Logan Bullock after he's missed the first 2 outside to Lettler after getting up the leadoff home run to Bennett Dean.
And the 8s have plugged in their maximum number of left-handers into this lineup. Plugged 5 left-handers into this 9-man lineup today versus Watertown, Minnesota. It's not very often that you see the majority of the hitters in any lineup, even at the major league level, be left-handed. And today the 8s are doing exactly that.
3-0 pitch will miss. A 4-pitch walk to Spencer Lettler, and it'll bring up now Gary Nedved, the DH. Only if Jack Van Camp was here, we could plug one more lefty in. That'd be the only other thing that would make it even more. It would be a 6 lefty in the lineup. But Van Camp really will only hit out of much necessity in probably a very small lineup. So unless you have 9 guys here, as the first pitch to Nedved's found back, and out of those 9 guys, Jack Van Camp is one of those 9 along with the 5 other lefties. That's probably the only way that we're going to see 6 lefties in a lineup at any point this season. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Nedved. There's a ground ball right side. That's through. Good job by Lettler to wait up so he doesn't get hit by it. Now he's going to round second, head for third. The throw coming to third base. He'll slide in, and he will get that foot down or his hand down on the bag. And it's first and third with nobody out. Good hitting there from Nedved going the other way.
And the thing about this artificial turf surface is you have to start sliding about 5 feet earlier than you're kind of used to, just because that surface is just a little slicker than the natural agrolime, and so Lettler luckily able to grab onto the bag and hold on to the bag, because otherwise there was a chance he might have overslid that bag and possibly have been tagged out.
But it is first and third. They check over at first base on Nedved. Back in safely is the DH Gary Nedved. First pitch to number 9 hitter Matt Hansen is taken outside for ball 1. That was Dean's second career home run for Post 8. Hit one against Aberdeen last year. Or did he hit 2 home runs last year?
Just one.
Just one, yeah. So that was his second career home run. There's another check of Nedved over at first. It looks like they have some action in the bullpen for Watertown, Minnesota, as a couple of guys are going out there trying to figure out maybe who's actually going to throw or not. I would believe it would probably be number 14, Ashen Hexaws. Has a ground ball right side through for a base hit. Another run will come in to score. Nedved will stop at second. An RBI single for Hansen. Boy, Post State has really loved that right side going the other way. That's gonna put a big smile on every coach that you have to continually go the other way. As it is going to be first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the second, a 3-0 lead. And it's back to the top of the order here for Elliott Life.
Yeah, and again, I think that's reflective of the fact that the umpire is calling that wide strike, and so the right-handed hitters today are just taking that pitch on the outside corner and going the other way with it, not trying to do too much. Just smart piece of hitting and just going the other way into right field, and they're making things happen that way.
First pitch to Life is outside for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Life will swing and miss. It's now 1-1. He had worked a leadoff walk. He came around to score on the RBI single from Gordon. Able to foul a couple of pitches off in that first at-bat to draw the leadoff walk. There's a ground ball to the left side. Nedved will be hit by the ball, so it'll be first and second. So it'll be first and second here with one down. Life will stay at first base. No, Life's not out. I think the field umpire.
What? No, he can't send Hansen back to first because there's no place for him. Oh, they're going to send Life back to the plate?
Well, they can't do that either because the ball is hit in play. Life can't be out. They can't turn a double play, I don't think. I guess they're going to call it a double play. I don't believe that's. It's got to be a double play. If Hansen's at first, Nedved's out at second. That means Ellie Life's retired too.
Number 4, J.D. Wybe.
That's an interesting one. I don't. Maybe that is in the rules I just didn't know about. That one's popped up left side from Wiebe. The catch will be made by the left fielder and Donovan. That will retire the side here in the top of the second. So 2 runs do come in to score on 3 hits in the inning. One was a big home run from Bennett Dean, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the second inning, a 3-0 lead for Post State over Watertown. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
As we welcome you back here to the bottom of the second inning, Post State has a 3-0 lead over Watertown, Minnesota. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as the Eights will have a pull lock at a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the first, so we'll have 4, 5, and 6.
The bottom half of the second inning.
Will be Logan Bullock,
Pitcher, number 7,
Elliot
Logan
Moss,
Bullock.
Anson Duelis will be the first 3 hitters. Here's the first pitch to Logan Bullock, taken for strike 1. So I will put a call out to anybody that can find that rule of and send it to me, whether it's through Twitter, through if you have my phone number. I'm obviously not going to give that out right now.
605-555-5555.
Let's say you started wrong with the 605, so that's all good. But if you find that answer of why both runners are out, as it's now a 2-1 count Because I think maybe what might be is that they say that Nedved intentionally got hit by the ball to try and break up the double play. But you can't assume a double play is made. As a 2-1 pitch is over and it's now 2-2.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that maybe they called interference that on Nedved, who potentially obstructed the shortstop, and then got hit by the ball. So that's an odd ruling. It was one that Coach Brian White did not protest very loudly. So I think he was looking for an explanation, which is what he got. But I don't know. That's a bizarre ruling. I've not seen that one before.
As the count's still 2-2 to Bullock, you found that one off. Ryan Kruger sent in saying that the runner would be out, but the guy that hit the ball is credited with a base hit. No other runners advance unless forced to advance one base, which that would be the case that Hansen would have to be forced to second base. As it counts now 3-2, and the 3-2 pitch is fouled straight back, and it's now 3-2. It still remains at 3-2. I do believe that again, unless they rule that somehow intentionally, it'd be interesting to hear from Coach Whiting what the umpire said to him for that ruling to make it turn it into a double play. Here's the 3-2 pitch again. Swing and a miss, and Bullock will go down for the second strikeout of the ball game from Isaac Pollock. And there is now one down here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is that the umpire in his discretion ruled some kind of interference call on Nedved, not only being hit by the ball, but in terms of obstructing the fielder, and so then I can see possibly a Nedved getting called out and Life getting called out as well, but. We'll have to wait and see till the end of the game, till we get a chance to talk to Coach Nas in between games.
Elliot Moss, he popped out to Jaden Wiebe at second base, as it'll be Anson Dulis, the right fielder, coming to the plate with two down, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. First pitch is fouled out of play on the left side, and it's quickly 0-1, quickly two down here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, getting multiple interpretations from the armchair umpires back home, saying that the strict interpretation of the rule is that Life should have been awarded first base, Nedved should have been called out, and it was a dead ball. But again, we don't know the interpretation of the umpire on the field.
1-1 pitch. That one is right down the middle. Is now 1-2 to Dulis, the right fielder. Two down, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. A 3-0 lead for Post State. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Pollock to Dulis. That one's outside and is now 2-2.
And again, this is just a nice day to play baseball. I mean, there's no wind. It's cool. It just reminds you of a nice spring day.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's skied to center field. Elliott Life, he's going to move his way back. He's right underneath it, makes the catch, and another 1-2-3 inning for Isaac Pollock. 6 up and 6 down to begin the day for Pollock. We head to the top of the third. Post State has a 3-0 lead over Watertown. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
As we welcome you back here to Corbett Field, a 3-0 lead for Post State after 2 innings to the top of the third. It will be 3, 4, and 5. McGuire Rasky, Andy Gordon, and Cade Hinkle. Anybody reaches base, it'll then be Bennett Deem who hit that home run. as we do have a new man on the mound, as it is Ashton Hexall, the new man for Watertown, Minnesota. As it was Bullock that lasted just those 2 innings for this Watertown team, as he'll get his warm-up tosses. Post State scoring those 2 runs last inning thanks to the leadoff home run from Bennett Dean, the RBI base hit from Matt Hansen. Gordon's also got the other RBI for the Aces as they look to start out 1-0 in this tournament. Whether you win all 3 games in pool play or lose all 3 games in pool play, tomorrow evening you have a chance to win to advance the championship of this tournament. So you could go 3-0 and then lose to the 0-3 team tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock, and your tournament will come to an end. But same could be the other way, where you can lose all 3 games, come up and then still end up winning this tournament. So it's good to get a lot of games being played and a chance to end the tournament on a good note. As McGuire Rasky will step to the plate. Rasky 1 for 1 so far. He singled. It was the first hit of the ball game for Post State. He'll swing the first pitch from Hacksaw as he'll foul it out of play on the left side. And it's 0-1.
For Hexall, it's the first appearance of the Legion season so far for him. Again, just the 8th game of the Legion season for this Watertown, Minnesota team.
0-1 pitch, and Rasky will foul that one to the right side. And it's quickly 0-2, where other fields, that first base dugout probably would have went into the first base dugout. But here at Corbett Field, a little bit, getting the corners and behind home plate where the dugouts are located. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Rasky grounds it to the right side. Luke Moss will field. The throw to first is in time. And the leadoff man retired here to open up the top of the third. 3 straight strikes from Hexall, as now Andy Gordon will come to the plate. He is 1 for 1 with an RBI single. He was thrown out trying to take second base. The throw came to home plate. It was a good play from Meyer, the catcher, too, because he really had no chance to get live. So he took a couple of steps forward, grounded it through to second, and threw a strike to the shortstop, Rundle, to retire Gordon at second. He swings and misses the first pitch. Here's the 0-1 to Gordon. Tried to offer at it. He was able to hold up in time, and the count's now 1-1 as the pitch was well outside. Here's a 1-1 from Hexall. There's a line shot by Gordon up the middle for a base hit. He's now 2 for 2. And there's 1 on and 1 out for Cade Hinkle.
Just a nice line drive right back up the box for Andy Gordon, and he continues to pound the ball. Came into the game hitting .403 on the year. 2 for 2 is gonna run that number up a little bit.
Hinkle is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the second baseman in his first at bat. First pitch, Hinkle will swing at that one and foul out of play on the left side. Post State has come up here hacking in this second inning. Or excuse me, the third inning. Been hacking all games so far, but already put together 5 swings, 6 swings. Make it 7. There's another ground ball.
Coach White's a little more active at third base in the coaching box, retrieving foul balls, than Coach Nas is over at third.
Yeah, I really think with Coach Nas at third base, he's the assistant coach, obviously. Coach White, the head coach. But because Post State has been playing so well when Coach White had to be gone for a couple of games, with Nas over at third base, as he'll make another play over at first as Coach White, count remains at 0-2. Then they decided probably, you know what, Nas, you're going to stay at third base. I'm going to go coach first. He can, and Coach White can yell out the numbers from at first base. Doesn't have to be over at third to yell it out. He was in the dugout for a while too, as it counts now 1-2 to Hinkle. So you don't change when things are going well. You don't change things up. You figure out a way to how to keep things moving forward. Andy Gordon will take off. 1-2 pitch is in the turf. A throw to second. Gordon will slide in. He started that slide a little late. His shin went straight in the second base bag, but he is safe at second.
Yeah,
he also tried to wipe the dirt off of his pant leg at second base.
He used second base as kind of kind of just like the curb. I mean, just kind of just slid right into the bag, and that was what stopped his momentum. Luckily, because if he, like you said, he slid late, and his momentum was going to carry him right over the bag if he doesn't run his shin right into second base.
Hinkle fouls another pitch away to the left side. He'll swing it 2-2. He'll get Gordon over to third base. There's a ground ball to second baseman. Covering over is the pitcher in Hexall to make the play. Good throw from Luke Moss, and then Hexall was able to get over there, so it's a 4-1 put out, and Gordon is over at third and here with 2 down, as it will bring up Bennett Dean, who homered in his first at-bat. Gave Post State a 2-0 lead and be looking to make it a 4-0 lead with a base hit.
Now batting, first baseman, number 13,
Put a
Bennett Dean.
little bit of a shift on the second baseman. Moss is out in the right field. First pitch misses low for ball 1.
Yeah, Moss in short right field. The shortstop Rundle just to the left of second base, about half a dozen steps.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Dean will ground it over the right side. It'll be fielded by Thurston. He'll step on the bag to retire Dean, and that will end it here at the top of the third inning. No run score in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the third. Post State leads Watertown, Minnesota 3-0. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
As we welcome you back here to Minot, it is a 3-0 lead for Post State as we are in the bottom of the third inning. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean, a first of 2 games here this evening between, for Pierre, as they will take on Minot after this game is over. Around 7:30 is when that scheduled start time is. It'll probably be a little bit later, but we'll have that second game right after this one. Then at noon tomorrow, they will play the first game of the day. They may have a game break. They might have 2 games. 2-game break, depending on how they finish. The 1 and 4 seed will play at 5 o'clock in the semifinals, and then it'll be the 2-3 matchup at 7:30. So it'll all depend on where they will play, on where they place after their third game against Mandan, and it also might be depending on how the record goes. You might think, well, we could play at 5 o'clock, or we could play at maybe 7:30. Here's Tyler Thurston to lead things off. 7-8-9 for Watertown. First pitch is a swing and a miss. And it's 0-1 here to Thurston. As Isaac Pollock, 2 strikeouts so far through the first 2 innings. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss again. And it's quickly 0-2.
Sometimes Pierre gets the award for coming in just about the farthest to this tournament, but this year Watertown gets that award. I looked it up; it was like a 7+ hour drive coming from the western suburbs of Minneapolis to get to Minot here today.
The 0-2 pitch is taken for strike 3 by Thurston, and there's the third strikeout of the ball game for Isaac Pollock. He has started off each of the first 3 innings with a strikeout. As it is Connor Donovan, the left fielder, now the plate. Here's the first pitch to the left fielder. On the outside edge, taken for strike 1. Again, the outside edge has been maybe a little bit more off the plate, but it has been consistent through the first 2.5 innings. Here's the swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2.
And the off-speed stuff is working for Isaac Pollock today. He had a couple of swings and misses where the Watertown batters have either been over top or out in front.
0-2 pitch outside is now 1-2. One-two pitch to Donovan, the left fielder. Swing and a foul tip. And was end up hitting the turf before Hinkle could get a grab on it, so we'll be still 1-2.
Unfortunately, at least I am. I don't know about you, John, but I'm having some game changer issues. I have the score, but I don't have the live setup or the box score showing up, so I can't track Pollock's pitch count.
The count is now 2-2 here to Connor Donovan. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Taken for strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts now here for Pollock. Here in the bottom of the third, there's 2 away. And it'll bring up Luke Moss, the second baseman, the number 9 hitter in the order for Watertown, Minnesota. And you can't be confused. It's not Watertown, South Dakota. We're not playing a South Dakota game right now. It is Watertown, Minnesota. First pitch will bounce in the left-handed batter's box. Taken for ball 1. Post State did split with Watertown, South Dakota in that doubleheader, which kind of fueled the start of that win streak that they had with 8, the good run that they have been on for Post State. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Moss. That one is on the outside corner. And it's now 2-1.
And Pollock has just been painting that outside corner just all game so far, just doing a nice job and keeping the Watertown hitters on their heels.
2-1 pitch is on the outside edge and is now 2-2. So here's now the 2-2 pitch from Pollock to Moss. That one's high and outside and is now 3-2. 2 down, nobody on here in the bottom of the third inning. Pollock looking to retire Moss. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Pollock will strike out the side here in the bottom of the third. 9 up and 9 down for Isaac Pollock to start this ball game. We head to the top of the fourth. The Eights have a 3-0 lead over Watertown, Minnesota. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Top of the fourth inning, Post State has a 3-0 lead. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean as we are getting close to that 6 o'clock hour. Post State's up by 3, and they will have 7, 8, 9. Gary Nedved. Then it will be Spencer Lettler, Gary Nedved, and Matt Hansen. He might reach his base. We go back to the top of the order for Elliott Life. Greg, as we are here for this ball game. This has been a good ball game here for Post State so far. Here's the first pitch to Lettler, and they'll be taken for ball 1.
Yeah, and the Eights continue to do the little things well, hitting to the opposite field, running the bases well, just kind of chugging along. And right now, have gotten a good start so far from Isaac Pollock, and find themselves up here 3-0 here going into the top of the fourth.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a ground ball by Lettler to the right side. It'll be fielded by Luke Moss. The throw to first is in time, and that will retire the leadoff man here in the top of the fourth. And it will bring up the number 8 hitter, Gary Nedved, who is 1 for 1. He singled in his first at-bat.
And close play down at first base. Lettler runs well. We've seen him do that a number of times, and a ball that kind of took just a little bit, had a little bit of English on it, and Moss just had to go to his right just a little, or left a little bit at the end, and Lettler made it a close play, out by half a step.
And Nedved will single again. He's now 2 for 2. Goes to the right side a second time. And they'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Matt Hansen, here with one down in the top of the 4th inning. Hansen had the RBI single that drove in Spencer Lettler to make it a 3-0 game at the time. 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the 4th. First pitch to Hansen. Line shot back up the middle. That's through for a base hit. He is now 2 for 2. Boy, this 8 and 9 man in the order. They're now 4 for 4 in the ball game, and it will be back to the top of the order for Elliott Life as the 8s are cooking again here in the top of the 4th inning.
And it was the bottom of the order that was hot against Huron the other night, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think 7, 8, and 9, they had gotten on 9 straight times in that order. First pitch to Elliott Life will miss low for ball 1.
As we said, next week's schedule for the 8s. Tuesday they go to Brandon Valley for what had been scheduled as a triangular with Brandon and Vermilion. That is now changed to a straight-out doubleheader with Brandon Valley. And then on Friday, July 2nd, they head to Mitchell for a double dip.
Counts 2-0 here to Elliott Life as Hicksall will come set from the stretch. 2-0 pitch is high and outside and is now 3-0 to Life. He is 0 for 1 so far. He walked to lead off the ball game and then hit a ball to the left side that ended up going off of Nedved, and both him and Nedved were retired. A 3-0 pitch is upstairs, and it is a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are now loaded with 1 down here in the inning. And it'll bring up Jaden Wiebe.
For Watertown next week, they've got a pair of games on Friday at Plato, Minnesota, and then on Thursday a single game against Holy Family Catholic. So 3 games as well for Watertown coming up next week.
First pitch to Wiebe is taken for strike 1. He is 0 for 2. He flew out to center field and also out to the left fielder in his 2 at-bats. But he's got the bases juiced. 1 down here at the top of the 4th. 0-1 pitch. That one goes off the glove of Meyer, and it was outside. The count is 1-1. Did not scoot away from Meyer, so bases will remain loaded here.
Wiebe comes into the day hitting .302 on the season. Just exactly matches the team batting average at .302.
1-1 pitch is fouled out of play and is now 1-2 to the second baseman. We'll probably see him throw a little bit, and it'll be interesting to see how long guys will go because you got to keep everybody fresh for Tuesday. Well, unless it is going to be a Lincoln Keenels, Jack Van Camp type of day again. 1-2 pitch comes inside and just misses, and it's now 2-2 here to Wiebe. If both Keenels and Van Camp are available, they will be available pitch count-wise, but if they are available to be playing in those games, that we might see those 2 guys as Wiebe will foul it off of his leg, and it will remain at 2-2. And then by Friday again, we'll have everybody available that through this weekend, and potentially we'll have our final home games of the regular season on Monday, or we've already had that, depending on if Harrisburg will be able to come into that. There's a little line drive, a quick throw to second. They got a double play, and that will end the inning as Hansen's doubled off at second base on the line drive. So it will retire the side here in the top of the 4th inning. No run score, 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Post State's still with a 3-0 lead over Watertown, Minnesota. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When something just isn't right, it's natural to talk about it. If you had a toothache, you'd tell someone. If you found out you had diabetes, you'd learn to take care of it. But when you're feeling stressed, sad, or worried, you're less likely to tell someone. Why do we treat physical and mental health so differently? There is no difference. We all need someone to talk to, and there's nothing shameful about wanting to be healthy for you. When you just need someone to talk to, contact Rising Hope Counseling at 494-1500 or risinghope605.com. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change. Rising Hope Counseling, because if you have hope, you have everything.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Milwaukee Federal Credit Union.
As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, it is a 3-0 lead for Post State as you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Top of the order for this Watertown, Minnesota team as Isaac Pollock will deal with Cade Wabi, Jackson Meyer, and Albert Rundle, the first three hitters in this Watertown order. Pollock has started the first 3 innings with a strikeout. He struck out Wabi, Bullock, and Thurston to lead off the first, second, and third. There's a first pitch strike to Cale Wabi. 3-0 lead for the Eights here in the bottom of the fourth. 0-1 pitch. That one misses low and outside and is now 1-1.
3 runs on 8 hits so far for the Eights. Eights have matched the number on the front of their jerseys.
1-1 pitch is outside and it's now 2-1.
In the hit column. 8 hits for the Eights. 8 for 8.
You're very proud of that, aren't you? Here's the 2-1 pitch to Wabi. That one will miss outside and it's now 3-1. A couple of Minot players have returned back to the ballpark after they played in the second game of the day. They beat Mandan 6-3 as they are 1-0 so far in this tournament. 3-1 pitch. That one's fouled out of play and it's now 3-2.
Corbett Field here in Minot, home to not only Minot State, but also the Minot, I think they're the Magicians, if I remember right, the high school team.
Here's the 3-2 pitch outside, and it will be the first base runner of the ball game. 9 straight retired from Isaac Pollock before the perfect game goes by the wayside, as he'll walk that leadoff man here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and he'll bring up Jackson Meyer.
Corbett Field also the home for the Expedition League's Soros Valley Saber Dogs. So a team that the Pierre Trappers run into throughout the summer season.
And they played up here last weekend while we were in the Dakota Classic. The Trappers are up here at Corbett Field. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to Meyer, who flew out to the center fielder Life in his first at bat. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's on the outside edge and is now 1-1. And of course, Heights Stadium was being used for the Joe Curley tournament. Some of it was, I believe, at Heights Stadium. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one will miss low and outside, and it's now 2-1.
Yeah, we apologize. We can't give you a pitch count on Isaac Pollock, but like I said, our game changer feeds are down right now, so at least mine is. I don't know if yours is or not, John, but he's been very efficient through 3+ innings so far. 9 up, 9 down, like you said.
The 2-1 pitch is fouled out of play and is now 2-2. See if I can. Maybe you'll be able to. Nope. Oh well. Yeah, mine's not working either. 2-2 pitch has popped up. Center field coming in. LA Life will make the catch. He'll fake the throw back to first base. And it is going to be 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth, as it will bring up Albert Rundle, the shortstop, number 3 hitter in the order. He is 0 for 1. Popped out to the shortstop, Matt Hansen, to end the bottom of the first inning.
We said earlier, Rundle, the leading hitter on this Watertown, Minnesota team, coming in hitting .429 on the Legion season so far.
First pitch to Rundle is taken for ball 1. 5 strikeouts so far for Isaac Pollock. Also 5 pop-outs, fly-outs so far from Pollock. And the 10 men that he has retired.
No ground out so far. That's interesting.
2 fly out and a pop out in the first, pop out and a fly out in the second. Nothing going in the third inning. Here's your first ground ball. It's going to be a backhander for Hansen at short. The only play is the first. A long throw is a good one from Hansen. There's 2 down. Nice play there from the shortstop, Hansen. Moves the runner to second base. But it will be 2 down for Logan Bullock. Actually, not Logan Bullock. It's Hexall that came in for Bullock. He's in the cleanup spot.
Yeah, ground ball off the bat of Rundle that Matt Hansen had to go about half a dozen steps to his right and then stop and plant and get off a strong throw across the diamond and was able to hit it on the mark and retire Rundle by a step.
First pitch is over for strike 1 to Hexall. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Pollock. We'll miss outside, and it's now 1-1. Runner on second here with 2 down, the bottom of the fourth. A 3-0 lead for Post State. In game 1 of the tournament for the Eights. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one's on the outside edge. It's now 1-2. They get to play the third and fourth game, the final 2 games of day 1. They'll play the first game of day number 2. And could play the third or fourth game of day 2. And we might be here Sunday afternoon for a championship game. 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball over for Wiebe on the right side. He will field, underhand flip to first, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. As we head to the top of the 5th, Post State has a 3-0 lead over Watertown. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard. A combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre. Or give them a call, 224-5546. When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
As we welcome you back here to Corbett Field, top of the 5th inning. 3-0 lead for Post State. As it'll be 3, 4, and 5. McGuire Rasky, Andy Gordon, and Cade Hinkle. Will be coming to the plate. He might reach his base. It'll be to Bennett Dean. The Eights scored 1 in the top of the first, 2 in the second. That's all they've scored so far, but they have 8 hits in this ball game. Pollock has allowed just 1 base runner. It was a walk to lead off the bottom of the 4th.
Final score for the Men's College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. Vanderbilt knocks off NC State 3-1. Kumar Rocker with 11 Ks.
As you probably can hear that Vanderbilt won the game over NC State. You heard that you were hearing that on KCCR before we took over. NC State dealing with a little bit of some COVID issues that have forced their first baseman to be a pitcher, and he was 2 for 2 in the ball game, which was very surprising, and NC State made that more of a game than I think a lot of people probably thought they would.
Yeah, I understand. What what we were reading as we were coming up here, that because of the close contact issues and the COVID test, positive test that NC State had today, they had to go into the game with just 13 available players, nine in the lineup and 4 pitchers.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Rasky. He'll foul that one back to the netting. We'll do it again at 0-2. The pitcher was the first hit. He got the first hit in the ball game against Kumar Rocker. There's not a whole lot of times where you can say, yeah, I'm a pitcher only as a freshman, and I got a base hit off of one of the 2 best college baseball pitchers in the game of the year. But that pitcher got not only 1, but 2 hits off of him in back-to-back at-bats. 1-2 pitch is upstairs, and it's now 2-2. Rasky is 2 for 2. Excuse me, 1 for 2. Singled in the first, ground out the second baseman in the third. Gordon on deck is 2 for 2. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Foul back. And we will do it again here at a 2 balls and 2 strike count.
I'd like to see the Eights put up a crooked number here in the 5th and stretch this lead out just a little bit from the 3-0 game they've got right now.
As the count is now 3-2 to McGuire Rasky. Three-two pitch. Rasky will sky this out towards right center field. That one's going back. That one's going to get down for extra base hits. Pick it up to the center fielder, Wabi. He'll throw it in. Nobody covering second, so Rasky will walk his way to second. He's got a leadoff double to kick off the top of the 5th inning, as it will bring up Andy Gordon, who is already 2 for 2 in the ball game. A chance to knock home his second RBI with a base hit.
good to see McGuire Rasky starting to pull the ball again. I mean, when he starts going good is when he starts pulling the ball, and the average has been good so far. But when he starts pulling the ball is when you start seeing him elevate the ball and able to get a little pop behind it, and that's exactly what he did on that play.
As Gordon will foul the first pitch back, it is now 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That was upstairs and is now 1-1 to Andy Gordon. He singled back in the first and scored Elliott Life. He was thrown out trying to take second base on the throw. Then he singled and was left stranded at third base back in the top of the third inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one will bounce in. Good block as the catcher Meyer started to back away thinking it got to the backstop, but then it was sitting right where he was crouched down. So no chance for Rasky to take third base. But the count is 2-1. Here to Gordon. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Comes on the inside edge and taken for a strike, and the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's one of the first strike calls in the inside corner that we've seen today.
Here's now the 2-2 pitch. Gordon will ground it left side. Good play from the third baseman, Elliott Moss. A throw and a good pick by the first baseman, Thurston, to retire Gordon. First time he's been retired. There's now 1 down to bring up Cade Hinkle.
Yeah, a couple of good defensive plays over there. A ball that Moss at third base, Elliott Moss, had to stay down on because hard hit ball came off the turf with a little bit of topspin, and Moss gloved it well and then made a nice strong throw across the diamond to Thurston. Nice backhanded pick by Thurston to pull that one out of the turf. I was going to say out of the dirt, but you can't say that here at Corbett Field.
Pulled out of the turf. And that also helps, too, those first basemen. You like to get a nice true hop over to you if you're going to get a short hop or whatever it might be, trying to pick a ball. As Hinkle will go the other way. That will drop down for a base hit. Rasky will get to third. It went behind the left fielder, but Rasky will be stopping at third base. And it's now first and third here with 1 down.
Yeah, just Texas leaguer right over top of the shortstop, and Rasky had to hold up just to make sure that the shortstop didn't get a hold of that ball, and so only able to advance 90 feet. But the Eights have runners on the corners here with just 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
As it'll be now Benedine. He is 1 for 2, a home run. As a pickoff attempt at Hinkle at first base. He'll dive back in safely. Dean homered to lead off the top of the second at a 3-1 count and launched it just in front of the scoreboard out in right field. Got over the fence for a leadoff bomb. That one's outside to Dean, and it's now 1-0. Ground out to the third baseman in his second at-bat.
Center fielder shading the left-hand hitting first baseman over towards right field.
1-0 pitch outside and a strike on the outside edge. Again, the outside part of the plate has been very consistent from this home plate umpire. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Comes inside. It will get to the backstop. McGuire Rasky will have to turn back around as the ball came bouncing back towards home plate. Taking second is Hinkle, and the count's now 2-1.
Yeah, actually, the ball bounced off the turf, and there's a set of padding directly behind home plate, and so if it hits that padding, it actually deadens. Rasky probably scores, but it actually bounced off the turf, came back, and hit the concrete just to the right of the padding, and then bounced back to Myers, and so Rasky came about a third of the way down the line, thought better of his chance to score, and retreated back to third base.
Infield's drawn in all the way around. It's a 3-1 count now. Good time for another home run from Dean. 3-1 pitch. He's fouling that one away. I think he was looking for it, trying to swing for maybe the fences, and he fouled off the end of the bat on the left side, and the count's now full at 3-2.
You calling this?
Maybe not anymore since 3-2. But the infield is drawn in, so a base hit would score 2 runs. 3-2 pitch. Dean with a line drive. That is down for a base hit. 1 run will come in to score. Hinkle around third. He's going to come in to score as the throw coming cut off by the first baseman. And it's a 2 RBI single for Benedina's second and third RBIs of the ball game. And Post State now leads at 5-0 here in the top of the 5th.
And again, it's good to see Bennett Dean back in the middle of that lineup, hitting balls to right field, because when he's pulling the ball, you know he's going well, and started to come out of the slump a couple of weeks ago, but just started hitting balls right at people, and now they're starting to find a hole.
Here's a ground ball right to the shortstop, step on the bag for one, back to first, and Spencer Lettler grounds into an inning-ending double play here to end the top of the fifth inning. 2-run score in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Post State has a 5-0 lead over Watertown, Minnesota. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today, 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
As we head to the bottom of the fifth inning, it is going to be 5, 6, and 7 for Watertown. Elliott Moss, Anson Dulis, and Tyler Thurston will be the first 3 hitters. Post State's leading 5-0 here in Game 1 of the tournament for the Eights. It was the 3rd game overall of the tournament.
Number 16, Elliott Moss.
Here's the first pitch to Moss. He'll pop it up on the first pitch. Andy Gordon will call for it over at third base. Barely has to move, and 1 pitch and 1 out here to open up the bottom of the 5th inning. And it'll bring up Anson Dulis, the right fielder, with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
Anson Dulis.
Dulis, in his lone at-bat, flew out to the center fielder. Elliott Life, in his only trip to the plate. First pitch to him will be taken for a strike just right at the knees. And it's 0-1. Post State will play Minot after this ball game concludes. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a line shot. Wiebe can't get to it, and it's the first hit of the ball game for Watertown. Good hit from Dulis, and 4 1/3 innings for Isaac Pollock of no-hit baseball. And we will have the first single of the ball game, as we will have some action in the bullpen now for Post State. Looked like Nedved was running down there in Booth.
Yeah, I'm not sure who, and we're actually screened up here in the booth, so there's a windscreen on the north side of the bullpen down there, so we can't actually see who's actually warming up and who's catching. So our best guess is the next pitcher, assuming that we'll see a second pitcher for Post 8 today, will either be Gary Nedved or Aaron Booth.
First pitch to Tyler Thurston was taken for a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch to the first baseman. He'll foul that one off the other way. And it's now 1-1. Yeah, because Nedved threw last Sunday, so we can't. It's not out of the question that Nedved wouldn't throw. And then Aaron Booth has not thrown this season, but obviously he's going to go to Dakota State to pitch next year. So as he's getting back to he resumed all baseball activities. He's thrown a couple of bullpens, and we might see him pitch at some point here before the end of the season. And potentially it could be in this ball game, or maybe the next one, or maybe sometime this weekend, as it counts now 2-1 here to Tyler Thurston, as the sun is making its way out here at Corbett Field. 2-1 pitch, he's swinging a minute, says now 2-2. We could be playing before sunset. Sunset here in Minot tonight is 9:49. We could potentially be playing just like we were yesterday, or Wednesday, playing baseball, and the sun has not set at that point, as it's now 3-2. It's about 20 minutes longer than it is in Pierre, as a full count here to Tyler Thurston.
Just a little farther north, so it stays light a little longer in the summertime, and the sun sets earlier in the wintertime.
That one's popped up, left side. Gordon calling for it. He will make the catch, and there's now 2 down. I think Hinkle's giving him a little bit of the business over there because Hinkle is wanting to make that play, or maybe he's just giving a high five, but Hinkle wants to go get anything that he possibly can. But he's also a smart baseball player that let up for Andy Gordon to take it. And there's now 2 down as it'll bring up Connor Donovan. Donovan struck out looking in his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Donovan. That's taken for a strike. Pollock looking for 5 shutout innings as we play here in the bottom of the 5th. 5-0 lead for the Eights. Here's the 0-1 pitch. On the outside edge is now 0-2.
I think just 2 over the minimum so far for Pollock, if I'm correct. Just the one walk and 1 hit, correct?
Absolutely, yep. This is the number 8 man in the order. Here are the 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Donovan comes in hitting 111 on the year so far in this through 6 games. Don't have his numbers from the first game today, but 6 games in the Legion season so far for Watertown, hitting 111 on the year for the left fielder.
1-2 pitch. Here one is on the right side. It is foul. Good play by Dean, but a foul ball. So it remains at 1-2. Coach Nas has made his way down there. It looks like it's Aaron Booth that's throwing. Yeah, it is Booth that is. You can see the top of his head. And the good thing about having Nedved and Booth down there, you know which one's not Nedved. As the 1-2 is outside, is now 2-2. Just by the hair, you know which one isn't Nedved. So the count is 2-2.
Both have very distinctive hairstyles. Booth with the long, flowing blonde locks.
As the 2-2 is skied out to left field. Lettler going back, still going back to the warning track. He'll make the catch right in front of the wall, and it will retire the side here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 5 complete here at Corbett Field in Minot. Post State has a 5-0 lead over Watertown, Minnesota. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on KCCR Sports on YouTube.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent with BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Top of the 6th inning, 5-0 lead for the Eights over Watertown, Minnesota. They will have 8-9-1. Gary Nedved, Matt Hansen, and Elliot Life. Aaron Booth still warming up out in the bullpen right now. I'm not sure who went out there to continue to warm him up, but Nedved here now hitting. First pitch to him is taken for ball 1 to open up the top of the 6th as Hicksall remains on the mound for Watertown. Watertown will play Minot tomorrow at 2:30. That one grounded right back up the middle, stabbed by the pitcher Hexall, and he'll retire Nedved. What a play there by the pitcher. Who says pitchers aren't athletes? He made an athletic play there.
Yeah, just a hard one hopper right back that actually Hexall had to jump just a little bit to get and able to glove it and make a tough play look easy.
So now here's Matt Hansen, the number 9 hitter in the order. First pitch is popped up on the right side. The chance for Thurston, the first baseman. He will make the catch. And there's now 2 down. Just 3 pitches in this inning and already 2 away. And it'll bring up Elliot Life, the leadoff man in the order.
Back to the top of the order. Center fielder.
He's 0 for 1 so far.
Elliot Life.
He grounded to the shortstop, went off of Nedved at second, and both he and Nedved were called out. The other 2 times he's come to the plate has been a walk for Life. That one will bounce in. Count is 1-0 here to the center fielder. Jane Wiebe would be the next man if they can extend the inning here in the top of the 6th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Here's a ground ball to the right side. Be fielded by the second baseman. Moss. The throw is wide to Hexall. Life will start to take off for a second as he'll now walk him way back to first. He made the move to go to second, so he could have been, the thrower went back to first. He could have been tagged out, but he is safe over at first on the error that will be charged to the second baseman. The first error for either side in the ball game. And it will be now Jane Wiebe that come to place.
Yeah, for Elliott Life, the left-handed hitting center fielder, the 8's actually able to field an all left-handed outfield in this game. Lettler in left, Life in center, Rasky in right, all left-handed throwers, all left-handed hitters. There's something you just don't see every day at any level.
First pitch to Wiebe. That one will bounce in, and it's 1-0. He is 0 for 3. Hit to the left side all 3 times. Flew out to the center fielder and the left side of second base, also the left fielder, and popped out the shortstop. And there's a fly ball to the right side. LA Life was on the move. The right fielder, though, will make the catch, and Doulis, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Excuse me, 1 error and 1 man left on base. We have the bottom of the 6th. It is a 5-0 lead for Post State over Watertown, Minnesota. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
As we welcome you back here to Corbett Field, a big moment for Post State. Aaron Booth is going to be making his season debut, the first time he has thrown since the high school season, and there was a lot of doubt that we were not going to see Aaron Booth throw at all this summer. He wasn't unable to play the last part of the high school season, but now he is back on the mound. He was able to resume all baseball activities. He's able to get his first opportunity to throw with a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Great to see Aaron Booth back on the mound, Greg.
Yeah, and when Aaron first went down back in early May, it was likely at that time the conventional wisdom was that his not only was the rest of his spring season over, but his summer season probably was over as well. And luckily the diagnosis ended up being not a torn ligament in the elbow, but just some muscular discomfort. And so with about 6 weeks of rest and physical therapy, I was able to come back and resume baseball activities about 2 weeks ago. But now we get a chance to see him on the mound for the first time for the Dakota State University baseball commit.
First pitch comes inside to Luke Moss as he is 0 for 1. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat. 1-0 pitch is upstairs, is now 2-0.
And again, we'll see how Aaron Booth looks. I mean, the first time, like we said, in almost 2 months that he's taken the mound, so may have a little bit of rust that he's got to work off to try and go live with on the full mound and here in a competitive baseball game.
3-0 pitch will come inside, so it's a 4-pitch walk here to open up the bottom of the 6th inning. Isaac Pollock went 5 innings of shutout baseball. A shutout baseball game for Isaac Pollock is nothing new. It's the 3rd straight start that he has not allowed a run. As it'll be Cale Wabi now that come to the plate with a runner on first here and nobody out. Look for Booth to maybe get that first strike over and get that confidence rolling. First pitch, there it is. First pitch over for a strike. Wabi's 0 for 1, struck out swinging. In his first at bat, drew a walk. The lone walk that Isaac Pollock had, 1 walk and 1 hit in 5 innings for Isaac Pollock. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's upstairs, and it's now 1-1. Pollock ended up striking out 5 in the ball game. Struck out the side in order in the third. Retired the first 9 men that he faced. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is on the outside edge. It's now 1-2.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say Pollock, 4th consecutive outing where he is not allowed an earned run. ERA now drops down to 1.14 on the year.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout for Aaron Booth. First one of the ball game, first one of the summer for Aaron Booth. There's one down here in the bottom of the 6th, and it'll be Jackson Meyer to come to the plate. He's flown out to the center fielder both times he's come to the plate. Aaron Booth looking for, it would be great to see him get a 0. That'd be a fantastic start to the summer. There's a pop fly, right side. Rasky will come in. He'll make the catch. There's 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th, and it'll be Albert Rundle, the right fielder, the shortstop. Number 3 hitter in the order.
Yeah, 1 out away from putting that 0 on the board and against the top of this Watertown, Minnesota order. I mean, that would be a statement in his first inning back at work if he can do that.
Here's the first pitch to Rundle. Taking high for ball 1. For Post State in the top of the 7th, they'll have 3, 4, and 5. McGuire, Rasky, Andy Gordon, and Cade Hinkle. They hope to try and extend a 5-0 lead. 11 hits so far in the ball game for the 8s. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's popped up right side. Dean's going to give a long run for it, and it's going to land just near the fence. And it's now 1-1. And Post State will take on Minot here coming up. Was scheduled for a 7:30 start. 6:35 right now. Don't know if we will if it ends early enough, if we'll start early, if we will start right on time at 7:30.
Not going to make any predictions about how long a game goes.
1-1 pitch is upstairs, is now 2-1. Well, and I only say that just because of where we sit at right now. We definitely could be starting late, but I don't know if there is a possibility that we do start early if it is possible with the end of this ball game. Count is now 3-1 here, I believe, to the number 3 hitter, Rundle.
Because it seems like every time that we try to make a prediction about the pace of a game, we go down a rabbit hole that we can't crawl out of.
Here is the 3-1 pitch to Rundle. That was a fly ball to right field. Rasky will make his way over, but it will land out of play. And it's now a full count. And the runner on first will get a head start. The full count of 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Minot Vistas are starting to get loose down on the first base side where the batting cage is, and a couple of them taking some warm-up tosses down there. So they're
3-2 pitch is lined into left center field. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding second and staying at second base is going to be the runner, Moss, who did not take off with the pitch. It was a full count, but he didn't take off with the pitch with the 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And so he's just going to be staying on second base. And it'll be the second hit of the ball game now for Watertown. Bennett Dean was not holding him on, and Luke Moss did not get that head start. As it'll be Ashton Hexall, the cleanup hitter now, that come to the plate. First pitch is over for strike 1.
Yeah, I think got to wonder if Moss maybe lost track of the count. 3-2 and 2 out, and 8s. If so, then the 8s caught a break on that play.
0-1 pitch. Upstairs is now 1-1. Because really, when you get a chance to take off, unless it's a one-hopper right at someone in the outfield, a base hit the outfield really should be 2 bases for you as a base runner. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one's high and inside, and it's now 2-1. We'll see if Aaron Booth, if he'll extend out a little bit, maybe if he'll try and stay under that 1-day rest where maybe he can come back tomorrow, or if he want to try and keep him under 2 days rest so he can come back Sunday. 2-1 pitch. That is just a little bit outside. It's now 3-1. But a good spot to throw Aaron Booth on the mound. A 5-0 lead, a low leverage situation to get your first action of the season. 3-1 pitch. That one is lined foul on the right side, and the count is full again. So again, both base runners will get a head start with a full count and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th.
This time I'm sure Moss is being reminded by the third base coach that you can leave early.
3-2 pitch. They do take off. That one pitch is low. The runner at first, and Rundle didn't take off to second, but the bases will now be loaded. We'll have a courtesy runner, I believe, for the pitcher, Hexall. And it'll bring up Elliott Moss with the bases loaded. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Moss is 0 for 2 so far.
Third baseman, number 16, Elliott Moss.
Popped out to the second baseman, also the third baseman. First pitch is over for a strike.
First pitch strikes are very important. I mean, if you can get ahead of a hitter early in the count, especially a pitcher like Booth, who again, just shaking a little bit of rust off. If you can get ahead early and get a little confidence, get the hitter in the hole, you really gain the advantage.
Count is 0-2 now. Here is the 0-2 pitch. That's outside and is now 1-2. Big spot here for Watertown. Could be their best chance of this ball game. This has been their best chance right now with the bases loaded. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's popped foul and get out of play. And we'll do it again here at 1-2. Prior to this inning, they only had 2 base runners in the entire ball game. And they got 3 here in this bottom of the 6th with the bases loaded. 2 down, 5-0 lead for Post State. Here's the 1-2 pitch again. That one will miss low, and the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And even though Aaron Booth has walked a couple guys, he's not missing by much. I mean, he's right on the edge of the strike zone. So good outing so far.
2-2 pitch. That one is flown out to left field. And Spencer Lettler will get underneath it. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 men left on base. 6 shutout innings combined for Isaac Pollock and Aaron Booth. We head to the top of the 7th. Post State has a 5-0 lead. You listen to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Top of the 7th inning, the Eights have a 5-0 lead. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. McGuire Rasky, Andy Gordon, and Cade Hinkle will come to the plate. They'll lead things off here in the 7th, trying to extend this 5-0 lead. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Post State. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for Watertown so far. Post State has left a man stranded in 5 of the 6 innings. They have stranded 6 runners so far. Watertown's actually stranded 5 runners so far. They had just 2 base runners in the first 5 innings. First pitch to McGuire Rasky is taken outside for ball 1. That sun is really peeking out. The rain came through here and kind of shined off the tables to our right. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That's outside, and it's now 2-0. Had mostly clouds to the first 5 innings of this ball game, 6 innings of this ball game. But getting some sun here as we are closing in the 7 o'clock hour here in Minot. 2-0 pitch. Here's a line shot, base hit for McGuire Rasky. That is his 3rd hit of the ball game. He is now 3 for 4, and the Eights have the leadoff man on base, trying to extend their 5-0 lead. We'll bring up Andy Gordon, who is 2 for 3.
Rasky coming in, hitting 378 on the season for the Eights. So 3 for 4 will push that average likely up over 400.
He has been one of the best hitters for Post State throughout this entire season. Another guy that's been one of the best hitters, best RBI guy on the team, and Gordon will get his 3rd hit as he'll line that one to left field. And it's 1st and 2nd here with nobody out to open up the top of the 7th. And he'll bring up Cade Hinkle, who singled in his last at-bat. He is 1 for 3. Eights with 13 hits here in game number 1.
Post 8, catcher number 25.
And I think the thing that if there's one thing you'd like to correct out of this Post 8 offensive barrage so far, you'd like to see them hit a little better with runners in scoring position. 13 hits isn't going to come around very often. Just like to see them put more than 5 up on the board with those 13 hits.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's upstairs to Hinkle and is now 2-0. Again, Post State will take on Minot here in the game, in their 2nd game, final game of the day here at Corbett Field. 2-0 pitch to Hinkle, and Hinkle will pop it up, going into shallow left field. The left fielder in Donovan will range over to his left to make the catch, and there's now 1 down and carried out a little bit farther. And we'll bring up Bennett Dean, who is already 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. 3 of the 5 runs that have come into score have been off the bat of Bennett Dean. Of course, it was that leadoff home run in the top of the 2nd for Dean that kind of got his day going, and a 2 RBI single in his last at-bat. First pitch swing, and he'll line that one over the head and into right field. Another run's going to come in to score. McGuire Rasky, he'll come in to score. Bennett Dean, no hesitation, took 2nd base before the throw even came in. It's going to be a double for Dean. And a 4th RBI of the ball game. And 2nd and 3rd here with 1 down. If Dean can come back up one more time, he'd have a chance for the cycle, as he's gotten 3 of the 4 legs done. He needs a triple. But a 4 RBI day is a pretty good day for a doubleheader even, but we only played 1 game so far. First pitch to Lettler. There's a ground ball base hit to the right side. Another run will come in to score. Bennett Dean's going to be waved around. The throw coming to the plate. Dean will hold up. The throw going to 2nd. The tag applied. Lettler is out at 2nd. Dean is still on 3rd base, but it will be a 7-0 lead now for Post State. And an RBI single, and that's the 2nd time that Post State has been thrown out at 2nd on the throw coming in to home plate. And another strike thrown from Meyer to 2nd, and Rundle making the tag.
And Meyer does a nice job behind home plate. Good quick release, good strong arm, and even though it won't show it in the book, he's able to nail 2, like you said, 2 runners at 2nd base. He just won't get credit for that as caught stealing.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Nedved. That one will bounce foul. It's now 1-1, but it will still show up in the box score with the 9-2-6.
9-2-6. Yep. Yeah. You don't see that play very often.
You've seen it twice in this ball game. Both times have been the right fielder when they've been thrown out 2nd. There's a ground ball by Nedved with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Throw from the shortstop Rundle will retire the side. And Post State will have a 7-0 lead. 2 runs on 4 hits in the inning, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Post State 3 outs away from taking a 7-0 win here in game number 1. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, Cade Hinkle will come to the mound to try and finish this one out with a 7-0 lead. As Aaron Booth will stay in the ball game at second base, Wiebe will move over to third, and then Andy Gordon will go from third behind the plate to round out that polygon.
Not a triangle, not a circle, but a polygon.
And it's not a square, it's not a rectangle, just a polygon. As Hinkle will make his second appearance on the season. It's hard to say that he's making a second appearance anywhere but behind home plate. But in his first appearance, he threw 3 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 runs. Actually allowed 8 runs, 3 of those were earned, 1 walk. His ERA is at 7, whip at 3. As we are playing here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Post State and Hinkle will deal with 6, 7, and 8. Dulis, Thurston, and Donovan. And they need at least 7 runs to keep this ball game alive before they go to 1-1 here in the tournament. Post State could put themselves in the driver's seat. Actually, they could potentially win the pool tonight. Win the pool, but win the round robin tonight if they beat Minot, because they'd be 2-0, and the only other team that could go to 2-1 would be one of the 2 teams they beat. So,
correct. Yep.
So yeah, they if they win this game and then they win against Minot, they would be the round robin winner and would play at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So we might find ourselves in a knowing exactly. We can tell you exactly when they play before we even get on the air tomorrow. But if they do lose, then things get a little bit more interesting trying to figure that out. Count is 1-0. That one is popped up, left side. Wiebe will give it a look, and it will get out of play. And it's now 1-1. Here in the bottom of the 7th, here in Game 1 of our 2 games here at Corbett Field tonight. And tomorrow we'll play at noon and either 5 or 7:30. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Here's a ground ball to the right side. It'll be fielded by Booth over at second. The throw to first. Leadoff man retired here to open up the bottom of the 7th inning.
Just a kind of a routine ground ball to Aaron Booth at second base. Scooped it up cleanly. Nice, easy throw over to Bennett Dean at first base, and Cade Hinkle gets the first out of the inning.
A good start for Hinkle on the mound. Here's the first pitch to Tyler Thurston. It will bounce in. Found Booth over there at second base. He's turned into a pretty good fielder for Post State. Played second and first a couple times so far for the A's this year. One's outside, and it's now 2-0.
Booth made a nice running over the shoulder grab of a foul ball the other night against Shuren down towards the right field bullpen, and that's a play you don't see even a lot of major leaguers make.
Counts now 2-1 here to Thurston. He's 0 for 2, struck out looking, and also popped out to the third baseman. At the time was Gordon. He is now behind the plate. That was an impressive catch from Aaron Booth on Wednesday against Huron. 2-1 pitch is on the outside corner, and is now 2-2. Like you said, that's a tough play for a major leaguer. That's a tough play for a Gold Glover to make. That he was able to make the catch. Here's now the 2-2 pitch from Hinkle to Thurston. That one's chopped at the plate, and it will be foul. We'll do it again here at 2-2. Another thing that I really like about Corbett Field is because of how the grandstand is, everything is much louder. Every crack of the bat is much louder. 2-2 pitch, pop of the glove is a little bit louder than really any other place that you go to the entire season. Counts 3-2 here to Tyler Thurston. There's a payoff pitch. Outside, just a bit outside, and it will be a 1-out walk issued to Thurston. And there's a runner on first here with 1 down.
Yeah, lots of metal, lots of concrete in this grandstand, and so all the sound waves will echo and reverberate off of the different hard surfaces, and again, you're right, and we talked about how the train tracks are about the same distance away from the left field fence here in Minot than they are in right field from down at Hyde Stadium in Pierre, but the train just seems louder up here for whatever reason.
I was going to say, it might be the only thing that I don't like about this field is how loud those trains are. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is flown out to center field. Ellie Life will range to his left. He'll make the catch. There's now 2 down. And it will bring up the last chance for Watertown.
Second baseman, number 5.
And Luke Moss.
Moss.
Will come to the plate. He drew a walk in his last plate appearance. That was in the bottom of the 6th inning. Right now, he's the only man to come to the plate. Actually, the second man to come to the plate in back-to-back innings. Elliott Moss hit in the 5th and 6th inning. Everybody else had to at least sit around for an inning or 2 to come back to the plate. 1-0 count here to Luke Moss, the second baseman. Here's a 1-0 pitch from Hinkle. That was flown back out of play, and it's now 1-1.
His Corbett Field set right in a residential setting. I mean, something that you don't see very often. There are houses just beyond the left field and center field walls, across the street, over down the third base line, another street with a set of houses, and so just kind of a very homey feel here to Corbett Field.
Counts 1-2 as that was hit out of play by Luke Moss, and Watertown now down to their final strike here in their second game of the tournament. They would fall to 1-1. Post State would be 1-0. And they can pick up this last out. 1-2 pitch. That one was spiked in front of home plate. To second base will be Thurston. And the count is now 2-2.
Hinkle tried to dial up a couple extra MPHs on that fastball and just overthrew it just a little bit, threw it into the left-hand batter's box, got away from Gordon, and so Watertown's got a runner on second now and 2 down.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Here's a fly ball out towards left field, going over left center field. Spencer Lettler, he cannot make the catch. Runner will come in to score as it one-hopped in front of his glove. And Life had trouble picking it back up, but it will be an RBI single for Luke Moss. And Watertown is on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the 7th, an RBI single for the number 9 hitter. And we'll go back to the top of the order for Caleb Wabi.
Yeah, just unfortunately for Post State, not able to preserve the shutout. Just kind of a looper into left center field, and good speed out there in both left and center from Life and Lettler, and just not able to quite catch up with that ball in short left center field, and Luke Moss ends up with the RBI single, and Watertown gets their first run of the game in the bottom of the 7th.
Caleb Wabi found the first pitch off of his leg. 1-0 pitch is popped out to right field. McGuire Rasky coming towards the line. He'll make the catch, and Post State will take game number 1 here in the tournament for them. 1 run in the inning on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It is a 7-1 win for Post State here in game 1 for their tournament. They will take on Minot coming up here in just a little bit. We will step aside for 2 minutes, come back and wrap up game 1 of the day for Post State. A 7-1 win for Post State over Watertown. You're listening to Post State Baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to be on the lookout for one of South Dakota's most serious noxious weeds. This invader of roadside trees, pastures, and range is leafy spurge. This noxious weed infests over 300,000 acres. It's a perennial with a distinctive yellow-green color and stems that contain a milky sap. Roots can reach over 20 feet deep. There are several control options that producers can look at, including herbicide and biological control. If you have questions about leafy spurge, contact your local county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master, the clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
As we welcome you back here to Corbett Field, Game 1 win for Post State over Watertown, Minnesota, 7-1. As we welcome in Coach Nathan Nas as Coach, hey, good first win here for you guys. 15 hits in the ball game. You win 7-1. There's a couple of guys that we're going to kind of key on here, but we'll first start with the pitching-wise. Isaac Polak is now his fourth straight outing without allowing an earned run. I mean, you hate to just assume that he's gonna get your a zero every time he's out there, but it almost feels like you can't assume it.
Yeah, we know when he goes out there he's going to throw strikes. He could have gone those last couple innings, but we were watching pitch count with games coming up on Tuesday against Brandon Valley. So we're looking for him to potentially be ready to throw again for that game. So we held him to a pitch count. He threw really well. It was really nice to see Booth be able to get back there on the mound and get back to what really he's good at. He's not 100% throwing 100% up there yet, just because we're trying to ease him back into things. But he did really well, and then Hinkle came in and threw well for us again, threw a lot of strikes, and a lot of good things went on that game.
Yeah, and that's the second guy we're going to talk about here real quick is Aaron Booth. We kind of assumed at the beginning of or the end of the spring season, beginning of the summer season, no chance that we're going to see him pitch. Maybe get a chance to see him hit and barely play the field, but he gets to be able to throw. He throws really well. He gets a zero in that inning that he came in. That's going to be huge for you guys going into the latter part of this season.
Yeah, absolutely. He didn't throw as many strikes as what he wanted to, but it's the first time he's been up there on the mound in a game situation in a while. Went and I were watching him. There's just a few mechanical things, like, just as he's coming down the mound through his windup, that we could almost key whether he was going to be in the zone or out of the zone. But, for the first time being up on the mound in a competitive setting in a few months, he threw really well.
So a good offensive performance up and down the lineup tonight from Post State hitters. I think ended the day with 13 hits, 7 runs on the board against a pretty good Watertown team. Looking at their schedule coming in, I mean they had not given up a lot of runs to date. So I think you got to be pretty happy with your offensive output in game number 1 today.
Yeah, they're a good ball club. We weren't here to see them play earlier, but we knew that they were just talking with the other coaches that they're going to be a scrappy team that throws a lot of strikes, plays good defense, swings the bat pretty well. And yeah, 1 through 9, we really did a good job of hitting fastballs, hitting them hard. There's a couple guys that kind of were like, oh darn, after a few of their hits, because they hit good shots. It was just right at them. But yeah, really really happy 1 through 9.
You guys, he had 3 guys that had 3 hits. Bennett Dean, Aaron Booth, and McGuire Askew had 3 hits. Dean hit the leadoff homer on the top of the second, and those are kind of you want to see this team continue to. You don't want to see them swing all the time with power trying to hit bombs, but you like to see that. You like to see the strength being utilized from this team.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Bennett would be the first one to tell you that he wasn't trying to hit a bomb there. He just put a barrel on a bat. He always swings hard. He always he hasn't been swinging it as well as I know he would have liked to the last couple weeks. So, and he's a perfect example of a kid that got a bucket of balls from us and has been in the cage on his own, putting in the time, putting forth the effort to make those adjustments himself as well as in practice. So it was really good to see that the extra work that he put in really did pay off for him today.
So going forward, did you get a chance to see this Minot team earlier in the day? And if so, what are you expecting out of them tonight?
Yeah, we were here. I think we got here to see the last 3-4 innings. And, we get to play these guys every summer since I've been here. And they're pretty consistent to what we normally see. They got guys in the field that are extremely fundamentally sound and solid. They have kids on the mound that are going to throw strikes. And when they're at the plate, they're aggressive. They swing hard. And then when they get on base, they love to be aggressive on the base paths as well. So this next one should be a good game for us. They're always a tough team to play, but they seem to like to play us. We like to play them because it's a fun back and forth, so it should be a pretty good ball game.
You're listening to KCCR Pierre, Riverfront Broadcasting Station, and you guys could potentially win the round robin and be the number 1 seed. Actually, you will be if you get the win here against Minot because you'll be 2-0. What's it going to take to get that win against Minot?
You know, I think I say the same thing every time you ask me that question. We got to throw strikes.
Oh, you're not going to change it up?
No, I'm not going to change it up. I'll stay consistent with you. And, you know, we got Gary Nedved that'll be on the bump, and you know, his last outing he didn't get the win, but he went into 8 innings for us. So if you can get into 8 innings, that means you're throwing a lot of strikes. And both the outings he's had this year for us, he's thrown a lot of strikes. He's not a kid that's typically pitched a whole lot in his past, but you know, the way he's been throwing for us this year, he's a guy that, as of right now, that we can rely on to go up there on the bump and compete for us and really give us all he's got.
Coach, hey, appreciate that. Well, unless Greg gets
no, I was just going to say, I think what we saw out of Nedved, and I'll just echo what you just said, that Nedved gave you a great outing, and we know that in the summer season that your game schedule is so heavy that even though they may not have a P listed behind their name on the roster, everybody on the roster is still a pitcher at some point during the year, and when you can get outings like you did last Sunday from a guy like Gary Nedved, who really I don't think anybody really expected him to throw very many innings, but he comes out and probably should have got the win in a lot of ways last Sunday, even though he ended up getting tagged with a loss.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one thing we told all the kids going into the summer. You know, we've talked to all of them about when they're playing catch, really working on locating stuff while they're playing catch, because everyone is going to be a pitcher. Some of those guys kind of look at you funny, and then we talk about our schedule, and they see it pretty quickly with some of the quick turnarounds that we do have that, yeah, I am going to have to pitch, and all the guys we have on the roster, all 15 of them are guys that like to compete, like to be competitive, and so, you know, we know when we put them out there that's exactly what they're going to go do. They're going to go compete and really compete well for us so far this year.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time. Thanks for coming up here. Congratulations on that first win, and good luck here in Game 2 against the Minot Vistas.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
As Nathan Nas here for Post State, we will step aside for a couple of minutes. We'll step aside for 3 minutes. We'll come back. You'll hear from News Director Zach Nelson as we wrap things up here in game number 1. We'll be back for game number 2. If you're watching on the live stream at YouTube at KCCR Sports, we will end the live stream, but we will come back with the new one here in just a couple of minutes right before game time as Post State will take on the Minot Vista. So back in 3 minutes, you're listening to Post State